What is going on, guys? It's the Frontz, and we are back again with another one of our rants. I mean, man, WWE, I don't know what the hell you're doing. This guy, the reason there's a clown face on his head is it's a picture of Road Dogg, Jesse James. There's a reason there's a clown on this guy's face, because he is a clown. He is an ass clown. He is a goon. What this guy has done to Smackdown since he's taken over is nothing but a fucking crime. You have John Cena and Shinsuke Nakamura next fucking week in a match to see who takes on Jinder Mahal. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? First off, John Cena comes out and middle of December, the end of December last year, and says to AJ Styles, who was the WWE champion, the winner of the match tonight between AJ Styles, I believe, Dean Ambrose, and I think there was somebody else. I think it was a five-way, like Ambrose, Styles, Baron Corbin, and a couple other ones, and a five-way. The winner would have been WWE champion. John Cena comes out and says, the winner of that match is going to face me at the Rumble. Where was Daniel Bryan and Shane then? Where were them saying, well, John, you have to earn a shot, not just demand it. You were fine with it back then, so why the fuck did Daniel Bryan come out tonight and say, John, it's nice that you like to make that match, but you have to go through this guy, and you have to earn your championship opportunities here on SmackDown. If they would have said that back then, I'd be fine with it. But the fact that you don't say it then, but you say it now, makes absolutely no motherfucking sense. Let's start off with the beginning of the show, which was Kevin Owens coming out, nice suit and tie, doing the whole Face of America thing, even though that should be done. He should be the prize fighter. He has his prize, which is the U.S. title. And he comes out saying, this feels right. The title should be here. Next week, we're going to do the Kevin Owens U.S. Open Challenge. Out comes AJ Styles, saying he wants his rematch tonight. Like, okay, fine, if they do that. Gets that out of the way, then he can have a title match against somebody else at SummerSlam. Out comes mistake number one for this show of SmackDown, Chris Jericho, who we should not see until he is a surprise entrant in the 2018 Royal Rumble. This is bogus. I don't know who thought this was a good fucking idea. Oh yeah, it was probably this ass clown over here because he's the guy booking the damn show. Yes, this isn't back in the 90s where we didn't know who was running, who was making the decisions. This motherfucker right here took over from, I think his name was Ryan Wood, who was making great decisions and was making SmackDown the second best show on all of Raw, all of WWE. It is now third. Now, even SmackDown was sometimes doing better than NXT, but now it is so bad. It is NXT, Raw, it's like NXT's up here, Raw's down here, and down at the bottom is fucking SmackDown. Especially after coming off that god-awful fucking Battleground. With the only good match being the Usos versus the New Day, which we will get to later. But then Jericho comes out, puts AJ Styles on the list, which that was like, I'm over that anyway. Saying he wants his rematch, Styles wants his rematch too. And then we have Shane McMahon come out and say, you guys will both get your rematch tonight. And makes it a triple threat match for the U.S. title. I'm like, okay, I'm fine with this. Have Jericho come in and his, because he still has he actually does have a gripe at being #1 contender. Have him and Styles lose tonight and have Owens move on to face somebody else at SummerSlam. We'll get to that later. Then you have the women. Out of everybody but Natalya, you have a tag team match with Lana and Tamina versus Becky and Charlotte. Who gives a fuck? This match was just Natalya before that was in the back saying that she's going to take the title from Naomi and bring prominence back to it because Naomi has disrespected the title because of all the glow stuff she's put on it. Fine, whatever. Didn't really care about this match. Lana starts the match off just screaming like a little baby because Becky Lynch tried to put in disarmer. Give Lana a chance to actually do something. Have her go up against weak people like you did Bayley when Bayley came up. Have her go up against jobbers. Have her beat jobbers. Build her up to be anything more than just a crybaby who should still be back with Rusev. Match goes on for a little bit. Adonis tags in at the very end, gets beat, and that was the end of that. Jinder Mahal comes out with no bass in his fucking voice because he doesn't know how to put bass in his damn voice, demanding a new opponent for SummerSlam, which, quite honestly, we were all hoping he gets, which would happen to be Out Comes John Cena. No Singh Brothers, no Randy Orton, and thank fucking hell, no Great Khali, first off. Which is fine, they're all selling injuries minus Khali. Just, that was a one and done, I hope. Please tell me that was a one and done. Anyway, John Cena comes out, says, you're going to have to deal with me come SummerSlam. So, John Cena is about to leave. Daniel Bryan comes out and is like, John, nice try, but you have to actually earn your title opportunity. So, and this is what really pissed me off at the time. John, he's like, you have to face somebody who did real well tonight. And I'm like, thinking to myself when I say it out loud, don't say it. He says, Shinsuke Nakamura. And I just, wanted to just reach through there. Reach through. Why is my, you know what? Reach through there and just punch whoever the fuck came up with this and took this match from a pay-per-view. This match should be a WrestleMania, SummerSlam, or Royal Rumble match. I don't even care who thinks that this is a good idea. This is WWE running out of ideas. John Cena versus anybody else would have been fine. John Cena versus AJ Styles would have been fine. John Cena versus Kevin Owens would have been fine. John Cena versus Sami Zayn would have been fine. But this match should not be happening on a Smackdown show or Raw or any other I would take it on whatever the pay-per-view is after SummerSlam, but not next week. This ass clown needs to go. Bring back the guy, Ryan Wood or whoever it is. I don't know. He was the guy running NXT when NXT was at its height, when it was at its apex. They bring him up to SmackDown, he brings his talent to SmackDown, and we have pretty good fucking shows. Showing 2 hours is good, and Raw needs to go to that too. Then, we had a tag team match with Mike Kanellis and Aiden English versus Ty Dillinger and Sami Zayn. I don't know what anyone else thinks. I'm liking the whole Aiden English sitting there actually getting his entire thing out. He actually brings a nice segue into Mike Kanellis and Maria, which by the end of this match, Mike Kanellis is definitely done. They are over him. They soured on him. They're done with him. His gimmick is dead and buried, which it is. It should have never seen the light of day on SmackDown yet. Him, I don't care who his wife is. Maria and him should have both been put in NXT. And him run through people in NXT, build himself up to NXT, because nobody, almost nobody, I barely know anything about Mike Kanellis from GFW Impact Wrestling. I only saw him there once or twice when I watched. I don't watch much of that anymore. I did when I was younger and when it was better than it is now. But not too many people, everyone knows about Maria. I don't care if she was here before. We've seen Mickie James actually make her return to NXT before she came to the main roster. It might have been one match with Asuka, but that's not the thing. Drew Galloway, Drew McIntyre came back to WWE through NXT. So why the fuck would you not put the Kanellis on NXT first? Everyone knows who Maria is. What many people? Some people probably watch NXT more if you would have put them on NXT. Have them there till WrestleMania next year at least. Build Mike Kanellis up. Give people a reason to hate him or love to hate him or whatever. But nobody cares about Mike Kanellis. Of course, he takes the pinfall in this tag team match, pretty much saying, Mike, we're done with you. We're just going to make you a jobber, and you just wasted a talent that not anybody, unless you were a Ring of Honor person or a major indie person, or somebody who watched Global Force Wrestling / Impact Wrestling his whole time him and Maria were there. Other than that, even hell, Maria did more than Mike did over in Global Force Wrestling from what I've seen or read. Then you had one of the best segments of the night in my view that I can remember, and that was the New Day were coming out to celebrate their tag team title win. We go to commercial, we come back, and you hear, "Oh, rich man," and then boom, just boom, and the crowd still says, "Don't," like it's still chanting the "Don't be sour," clap for, and all that stuff. Well, all you hear is like a scuffle in the back. And then you see Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston being thrown out from gorilla position. The Usos beating them down. Beating them down. Which I love that. I love that. Those two teams didn't have to have a match to continue their storyline. And of course, Biggie tries to recover and help them out, but ends up getting super kicked by one of the Usos. And that was it for those guys. But that was the way that should be done. You don't have to have Shinsuke Nakamura or Baron Corbin or all these guys who are going to be on the pay-per-view on SmackDown or Raw every fucking week. Give the guys like Ty Dillinger, Aiden English, the Hype Bros, Breezango, which we did not get anything from that. We did not get a single damn thing from that. Nothing. No tease. No, like, anything from that. So they're definitely stretching this out to SummerSlam. Maybe we'll get something next week. They should have had like a video, like a vignette. Unless I missed something, we should have had like a vignette of like because Fandango got dragged off. Should have just had him like like this, tied up to a chair. You don't know where he's at. He's out, and just like soon or something, like fade to black and have like something said about it. They didn't do that, so I don't know what to say about what they're doing there. They're definitely trying to pull that as far into SummerSlam. Hopefully it ends at SummerSlam. Maybe it'll give us a new heel tag team, and maybe, just maybe, we will have a viable tag team for the tag team division, because when the Usos lose at SummerSlam, the New Day are going to need a new team to take on at, I don't even know what the next pay-per-view is for them. So there was that. Then we had the main event, which was a pretty goddamn good main event. Baron Corbin and Shinsuke Nakamura had a better match first off in the beginning of the show, which I did forget to mention that, than they had at the pay-per-view with a live crowd, with a crowd that was lively. By the way, Philip, go fuck yourself. Raw and SmackDown, both those crowds in DC and Richmond, Virginia, both showed you how to be alive during a show. You guys were dead after the New Day match at Battleground. If we get to the Royal Rumble and you guys are that dead, I don't know what to tell you anymore. WWE should might as well just take you off the list of places to go. Then, of course, yes, we had the main event, which was AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship, which was a pretty good damn match. Of course, this will be the last time we see Jericho for the foreseeable future. Of course, he came back for a one and done, which I still say we didn't need, but gets that out of the way. He takes the pinfall after a very good match. What happens at the end? AJ Styles gets knocked out of the ring. Jericho gets hit with the pop-up powerbomb. I'm like, it's over. Good, these two are done. We'll have somebody else new for Owens. Nope. Jericho kicks out. Give you that little bit of shock value because almost nobody kicks out of the pop-up powerbomb, which I still don't think that does. Then you had him being like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Gets pissed off. Goes to the top of the turnbuckle. Hits him with a beautiful frog splash. Beautiful frog splash. Looks like the match is over. Looks like he's going to win. AJ Styles comes back in. Pulls Kevin Owens off. Throws him outside. Looking like a heel would do. Even though he's supposed to be a babyface. I don't know why the fuck they want to just decide. This person's a heel one week. The next week he's babyface. Like the night before you had the fucking club come out acting like babyfaces in DC. calling it a good brother town. So then you had 1, 2, 3. Jericho wins AJ Styles wins the title 2 fucking days after losing it. So he held it for 2 weeks, lost it, won it back in 2 days. So after that, Owens gets on the mic, says this wasn't fair. This isn't fair. How could Shane McMahon shouldn't have booked me for that match? This wasn't fair that Jericho was here. This wasn't fair that it was a triple threat match. Next week we're going to wrestle again for the U.S. title, and I promise you, I'm going to take my title back, which means he'll probably win again. He'll probably win the title back, and we're just going to keep on going. And they're going to just flip-flop the title back week after week until we get to SummerSlam, and then we'll have a definitive winner. Hopefully a stipulation. Also, like, not just a stipulation where the winner wins and then there's no more rematch, which they'll probably put in there. It'll be AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the U.S. title next week, which means Owens will probably win it, and then they'll make it, like, hopefully it won't be like, well, we're going to do this next week after where AJ Styles gets his rematch, and then after that, they're going to go again. Basically, Owens wins next week, gets his title back, and then they make the match for SummerSlam, put a stipulation, some kind of like, falls count anywhere, 2 out of 3 falls, whatever it's going to take, and the winner wins the match. There is no rematch no matter what. This is it. That's done. It's over. Boy, this ass clown over here needs to go. Since WrestleMania, since the Superstar Shakeup, which they're talking about wanting to do another Superstar Shakeup for the WWE after SummerSlam. Other people have said it. I've said it since, I didn't say it online because I haven't started doing these rants since recently, but I have said it since they started this fucking brand splits. Put the women on Raw, put the tag teams on SmackDown, and end this whole entire 2 types of titles. Put the tag teams on SmackDown because that's the working man's that should be the working man's brand. And put the women on Raw so you at least have a fucking division of both. You have 4 teams on Raw, 3 teams on SmackDown. You have a few teams on SmackDown, a few women on SmackDown, and a few men who are relevant. A few women on Raw who are relevant. Put them on one fucking show so we can have a division. Having the tag team of the Usos versus the New Day every fucking month is going to be boring. Just like having Bayley versus Alexa Bliss this month. And then next month we're going to have Bayley versus this person or Alexa Bliss versus this person. Make up your mind. This stuff just, this entire brand split has been a fucking failure. Since they did the Superstar Shakeup. Raw, of course, has been shit since last year. I mean, getting rid of Stephanie for a while did help a little bit, but, like, the only match at SummerSlam that I'm looking forward to is the Fatal 4-Way for the Universal Championship, which I still say is a shitty name, but we're going to have to deal with it because that's what they called it. Both women matches have the wrong challengers. It should be Charlotte should have won on Sunday, Sasha should have won last night. It should be Naomi versus Charlotte and Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks, because do they really think we forgot how much you buried Bayley between the time she lost the women's title and the time that she, like, the Extreme Rules match, the kendo stick match? Oh my god, that was a terrible match. There was This Is Your Life. There's Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon think we have a short-term memory. I mean, good fucking grief, guys. Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, they like sat down and were like deciding who's gonna win this match, and Vince was like, "Done. Who should win this match? Because we don't have an idea. We need to have something for SummerSlam." Gee, Vince, should we go with Sasha Banks? Because everyone's gonna remember how much we hated Bayley for like 3 fucking months. No, Dunn. We're gonna go with Bayley because nobody remembers any of that stuff because they're not that smart. they have such a short-term memory that whatever happened last month, they totally forgot about. Gee, Vince, I don't know. You know what, Vince? That's a good idea. You're such a genius, Vince. You always know I am. Oh my god, the only match that's going to be worth it. I mean, if they put a stipulation on the New Day versus the Usos, which we definitely saw that they're going to continue that. If they put some kind of hardcore match types, like hardcore or Falls Count Anywhere match, which it looks like it could be a Falls Count Anywhere, which would be fine. Have these teams just go and beat the tar out of each other all over the arena. I would fucking love that. These two teams, you could tell on Sunday, look like they love working with each other. And that is hard to find nowadays. Two teams, or like even two people, who love to work together so much that they just look like they're having fun out there. And these two just look like they're having so much fun out. These two teams look like they had so much fun. That, like, if they put a stipulation, hopefully we don't see Big E versus Jimmy or Jay, or Kofi versus Jimmy or Jay, or Xavier versus Jimmy or Jay the next 2 fucking weeks. We don't need to see that. What we need to see is the New Day get their retaliation this next week coming up, and then the go-home show, you make the match, you make the stipulation. If you want to, you put a contract signing out there, which I wouldn't be mad about. Why not? Have next week the Usos get attacked, like call out the New Day, and they make the match. It breaks down. They beat the heck out of and like the New Day escape. The next week we get a contract signing. That is the go-home show, and we all know how contract signings go in this day and age, or any time. And there you go. You have your build-up for that tag team match. Put a stipulation on it. Make it a Falls Count Anywhere match, and that's a good 20-minute match right there at WrestleMania. You're going to have at least 2 referees, and the third New Day member has to be banned, has to be like locked in the office of Shane and Daniel Bryan at the time of this match, because it would be Falls Count Anywhere, which would make it 3-on-2 if you didn't do that. Make the stipulation, Falls Count Anywhere, the third New Day member of the Usos choosing must be locked in Shane and Daniel Bryan's office during this match. They have nothing to do with this match. Shane or Daniel Bryan, they'll sit there and they'll have to watch the match from that office while this match goes on. That's a hell of a match right there, don't you think? The Breezango and whatever, we didn't get any of that. I honestly don't know what else we're going to get from SummerSlam, but they wanted to make this the biggest show of the summer, the biggest show besides WrestleMania of the year, and they've already failed at that. The best you could come up with is Bayley versus Alexa Bliss, which we've seen multiple fucking times. You built Sasha Banks up so much great. You had her beat Nia Jax in a 30-minute gauntlet match and switch those two wrestled for 15 fucking minutes. By the way, you had Bayley get squashed in that match in like not even a minute. Everyone else got squashed pretty much in that match. And Bayley and Sasha Banks beat Nia Jax in 15 minutes after coming in and it was grueling. That part of that match was grueling. Not like Nia Jax, who should have, if I feel, should have also been included in this match. No, she went and squashed Emma because they're burying Emma because Emma complained about not doing anything on TV. So Vince was like, well, Emma, you want to be put on TV? We're going to have you just get beat down by Nia Jax. There you go. There's your 15 minutes of fame, you worthless tool. That's Vince McMahon's thinking right there. They have not built up anybody other than the Fatal 4-Way. I honestly don't know what else is going to happen on SmackDown. None of this shit makes sense. I am just trying to sit here and think about how to make sense with all this stuff. But I don't see how any of it makes sense. This ASCON needs to go. The entire fucking booking, writing team has to go. Vince has got to go. We've already known this for 10 years. Vince has got to go. He is out of fucking touch. 10 years ago, this match between Shinsuke Nakamura next week and John Cena would not see the light of day until SummerSlam or WrestleMania next year or the SummerSlam following. They would not set foot in the ring until a big pay-per-view. Because this is a big money match and you're giving it away for free. Vince, I wish you would watch this. I wish you would watch this, JD from New York, Brian Zane, the fucking What Culture people, and sit there and see how much we hate this guy for booking you guys straight to the fucking ground. All your booking decisions in the last 6 months have been shit. WrestleMania was not the best WrestleMania ever. It wasn't the worst, I will say that right now. You had a couple good matches on there. Backlash was garbage. Payback was garbage. Battleground this past week was a fucking dumpster fire. After the first match, I will say, when the Battleground started off and you had New Day versus Usos, and you had that great fucking match, I was like, okay, this should be a good show. But no, boy, was I wrong. You had John Cena and Rusev in a flag match that was the drizzling, boring shits of the world. The Punjabi prison match, I knew was going to drag the show down. I was just hoping everyone else around it would have made it a lot better. You drugged down fucking Owens versus Styles in that match. The fucking match tonight was 10 times better. You had the women's match, which for the first, until the elimination started, I think was a pretty good match. Then it was eliminate, 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 down the final two, and then eliminate. If you would have had, like, Lana get eliminated right away, and then you would have had the 4, and then you would have had, like, Tamina, like, 5 minutes later get eliminated, and then those final 3 spend 10 minutes beating the crap out of each other, then you could have won with a couple of, like, fast eliminations if you wanted to. But no. No. You had eliminate, 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 down to the final 2. Fucking Charlotte gets hit, her hair, not even her head hits the turnbuckle, her hair. Because that woman has a shit ton of hair. Hits the freaking thing, and bam. Just WWE needs, this guy needs to be dropped. The entire booking committee needs to get fucking fired. The fact that they brought the Great Khali, which the fact that I read or heard that the Khali was brought back to boost Jinder Mahal's popularity in India. Where was he tonight? Where the fuck was he tonight? You had him for Sunday. You're not really going to boost Jinder Mahal's popularity in India, which you're still trying to do, which isn't going to fucking happen. He is a failure, a loser, and he needs to lose the title tomorrow or next week or at SummerSlam, whenever. He needs to lose it ASAP. Put it on somebody who has talent. This guy was a jobber for fucking ever, for a reason. This guy, it would have been better for them to have him go for the U.S. title, beat somebody, like when Kevin Owens lost the title to AJ Styles, give the title back to give Jinder Mahal the U.S. title. It would have probably did better for the whole gimmick because, you know, he's against the U.S. He could have been like, well, I hold the title that you got that represents your country. It now belongs to the modern-day Maharaja. And you could have built him up and gave him a SummerSlam match maybe for the U.S. for the WWE title. U.S. versus WWE champion, and did that. But no. You gave him the U.S. title, the WWE title that he has devalued. The WWE title is the most prestigious title in all of sports entertainment, wrestling, or anything like that. Not even the New Japan, the IWGP World Heavyweight title, or the Global Force Wrestling Impact titles. Those are nothing. Or the Ring of Honor title. It's the top 3 titles in all of wrestling are WWE's World title, which is held by the Jobber Mahal, the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title, and the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, but that one's like right here with the Ring of Honor title. They're like right here. WWE's title is up here, but it's starting to be devalued by being put on this jobber. I'd rather have Vince McMahon come out here, beat Jinder Mahal, and hold the title for a fucking month than have Jinder Mahal have the title, because at least somebody would have it with some charisma. Vince McMahon knows how to work a crowd. Jinder Mahal can't even fucking bring any bass into his voice. When he won the number 1 contenders match, that was the best fucking promo he put out there to date. And that was months ago. What was that? And that was months ago. Since then, he has not had a single bass in his goddamn voice. He's been talking like this, like, I'm Jinder Mahal, I am the modern day Maharaja. Put some fucking bass in your damn voice, man. Make us believe that you were the modern day Maharaja. The day that you won the title, you're like, you dare, man, you dare. And it sounded so fucking good, like he was going to actually give this a try. Obviously, this guy doesn't know how to cut a fucking promo. What the damn? Vince McMahon had to be the one to tell him that, like, show him how to cut a promo. But it's just getting out of hand. SmackDown was the savior of the brand split. The brand split with almost no talent whatsoever, other than The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, and Dean Ambrose. SmackDown last year had absolutely fucking nobody. Didn't have a single person. And John Cena, but she was a part-timer, so I don't count him. Talking about full-timers. They had Dean Ambrose, who everyone soured on since they made him a joke last year. AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, and a couple others. They didn't have much talent whatsoever, and they were doing better than what they are now. Now they got Ty Dillinger, and Shinsuke Nakamura, and Baron Corbin, and AJ Styles, and Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Everyone was like, bring Sami to SmackDown, bring Sami to SmackDown. He'll have an opportunity there. What the fuck have they done with him? He's been out, he's back in the back with catering most of the time. Or putting shitty ass fucking storylines. For the most part, he's been nothing. Nothing on SmackDown. They have done nothing with him. They have just, like, ruined everybody. You don't need to see Sami Zayn every week. You don't need to see Shinsuke Nakamura every week. Hell, you fucking ruined Mike Kanellis already, even though I've heard that they soured on him. They're pretty much like, well, we gave you a shot. You're not doing well enough. We don't want to be. We're just going to bury you now. I don't care who the fuck his wife is. Yes, Maria Kanellis is one hot woman. I will say that. Don't care. If we've known her from back in the day, you need to reacclimate us with her by putting them in NXT. Nobody, almost nobody, unless you are a die-hard Ring of Honor fan or a die-hard Global Force Wrestling champion, Global Force Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, TNA, whatever, fan, nobody, almost nobody on your main shows knows who Mike Kanellis or Mike Bennett is. Hell, I hardly know anything about him. And I've watched some GFWs and Impact Wrestlings in the last 6 months. Hell, I used to back in the day, back when it was good, back when Jim Cornette ran TNA Wrestling, it was awesome to watch. Nowadays, not so much. Hell, the only reason I watched it last year was because of the broken gimmick. And I'm not getting into that on here. That's for another time. But this needs to do something soon, or a lot of people are just going to be like, well, like, I just watched something. This is a part that pisses me off the most. I was listening to Don Tony and Kevin Castle's clip from their show, and they said it has been factually stated that the demographic that watches WWE the most are people my dad's age, the 50s, the 35 to 53-year-olds. I'm 27. So, I'm not in the demographic. That was the demographic back in the Attitude Era. Would be my age now. Would be the 22-year-olds. And now it's in the 50s. But yet, they still try and market this to a younger audience. That's okay for the first hour of Raw. Hours 9 and, hours 2 and 3 need to be marketed to a higher up audience. Or cut out the 8 o'clock hour. Make it 9 to 11. The 9 o'clock hour can be pandered to the fucking kids. The 10 o'clock hour should be for our age. For people older. Your audience does not like this. I don't care how many fucking kids are in the crowd. If your fucking fan base, the parents, the adults, do not like what they see, they're not going to bring their kids to this. You're trying to build this to be with the kids and for young audience. I'm fine with that because eventually we're all going to go and you're going to have them become fans. But the shit that you guys pull on these shows, nobody's going to fucking believe. You're not going to bring any more fans in because Everyone knows that this is fucking shit. I mean, look what they did a couple years ago with that damn bunny gimmick. That was shit. Nobody found that funny other than Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon's best thing is when it comes to something funny. If someone's like, Vince, do you find this funny? Because he's like, well, if it's funny to me, then it's funny, god damn it. Take that right there and put it on a fucking t-shirt, because that is Vince McMahon saying right there. Anything that you see, like last night, fucking Alexa Bliss comes out, there's like on the mic being asked a question, and she's like, this is Team Gag Reflex when it comes to Bayley and Sasha Banks. That was a Vince McMahon line right there. That came from Vince McMahon's mind, because it was funny to him, so it was funny, goddammit. That is Vince McMahon's line right there. If it's funny to me, then it's funny, goddammit. That's Vince McMahon right there. Anytime we see something that sounds like shit, that isn't funny whatsoever, it's from Vince McMahon. Because he finds it funny. That's why a lot of this shit don't make goddamn sense. Why a lot of this shit, like, is just shit. Yes, this ass clown right here has been booking a lot of the matches on SmackDown, but we do remember it does go through Vince McMahon. And no, Vince McMahon's not there every week, every night of SmackDown and Raw nowadays. He's not there that often, simply because he's getting older, and he's trying to, you know, he's there for the big moments. Like if Brock Lesnar's going to be on Raw, you damn straight Vince McMahon's going to be in the back. He's going to be there for every pay-per-view. But yes, like, every script, and another thing, stop scripting these fucking guys. Look at Elias Sampson. That guy has not been scripted. You can tell he is not scripted on the microphone when he's sitting there strumming his guitar and doing his songs. That guy actually has a chance to make his character believable, because it's coming from him. It's not coming from somebody's fucking script. Yet you have somebody telling Alexa Bliss, call him Team Gag Reflex, because they find it funny. That was terrible. Tonight's SmackDown was shit. Other than the title match, other than the Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin match, which is good to see that feud's over with. That feud's done. Corbin can go off and do something else. And the U.S. title match and the Usos beating down the New Day. This SmackDown show was a complete dumpster fire. Other than that, fucking Daniel Bryan coming out saying, John Cena, you have to earn your title shot, even though 7 months ago or whatever in December, you didn't say the same thing. Hell, I watched the Talking Smack later that night at that show, and you did not say anything about John Cena having to earn his title shot. You were like, well, he's John Cena. We're going to have him he can do whatever he wants. What makes that different? Jinder Mahal needs to lose that title. He should have held it for 1 month. Give him the 1 month test. If he holds his ground and can be believable, you give him another month. But he failed from month 1. He failed from day 2, from week 2. I would say the first week he was fine. The first week he was fine, because he did put off that great promo after he won that number 1 contenders match. But since then, what has he done? The title has been devalued. The title has been not even in the main event. Like I say, if John Cena was the champion and Jinder Mahal was coming out to challenge him, that segment would have been what closed the show. That segment would have been the end of the show. The U.S. title match would have happened before then. They would have had John Cena talking about, hell, even Randy Orton being WWE champion. Had John Cena come out for that, that would have been at the end of the show. Not even a half an hour into the show. Not even an hour into the show. And we find out that Jinder Mahal has to fight either Shinsuke Nakamura or John Cena, depending on next week's match. Which should not be happening. Because if John Cena goes to fight Jinder Mahal, they have put themselves in a very bad position with this match for next week. They only have one decision. Shinsuke has to win, because if Shinsuke loses next week by pinfall or submission, you just ruined him. The only official match that Shinsuke has lost since coming to WWE's main roster was the ladder match at Money in the Bank. If he loses by pinfall next week, that will hurt him badly. If you make him tap out to John Cena next week, that will destroy Shinsuke Nakamura, and he's just like anybody else. You have to have Shinsuke win next week, and then he has to go on to face Jinder Mahal for the WWE title, which he should not even be close to. He should be the one who wins the Royal Rumble. He should be the one taking on the WWE Champion at WrestleMania. That is the only time in the next 12 months, or the next 7 or 8 months, that he should be even close to the WWE Championship. He should not be winning. He should not be in this match next week. John Cena versus Rusev would have been fine. Had John Cena come out, and then Rusev, right after him, saying he's not finished with him, or attacking him from behind, beating him down, and saying, you're not getting the title match, I am. And then John Cena beats Rusev and goes on to face Jinder Mahal. Not this. Not this. This is a pay-per-view match that you're giving away for free. This isn't the Attitude Era. This isn't the late 90s, early 2000s, where big matches like this were warranted to keep you guys ahead in WCW or fight with WCW. This is not the time or the place to be giving this match away. I don't know what this ass clown or Michael Hayes or Vince McMahon or Kevin fucking Dunn thinks this is a good idea. It's probably going to be a great match. If they don't give them a half an hour to 45 minutes of SmackDown next week, then what's the point of the match? The only thing that I think could happen to save everybody is have the Singh brothers and Jinder Mahal come out, beat both of these guys down. Then, of course, what would happen? You would make the WWE Championship a triple threat match. John Cena beats Jinder. Shinsuke doesn't get pinned, and all of that. That's the only way you save yourself from damaging Shinsuke Nakamura is next fucking week at the climax of this match. Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers, who are selling their injuries this week, which I was fine with, coming out and blindsiding both of these guys, beating them down and making a no contest. Daniel Bryan comes out and is like, well, Jinder, you don't want to face either one of these? Well, fine, you're going to face them both at WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania, but SummerSlam. That's not a good idea either, but that's what I can see them doing. That's the only thing I can see them doing, is having Shinsuke Nakamura and John Cena's match get interrupted by the Singh brothers and Jinder Mahal, and possibly the Great Khali if he's still involved. Hell, just have the Great Khali come out, chop them both down, walk out, have Daniel Bryan come out, say, well, that's not how this is going to go, and make the match for SummerSlam a triple threat match, which I really don't want to see. Have John Cena pin Jinder at SummerSlam. Shinsuke Nakamura is not gets taken out early by the Singh brothers or something. And then you have John Cena win the WWE Championship, take it off Jinder, put him back in back in Titus Catering or any kind of catering or Jobberville where he belongs, and get this and rectify this. The only way they could save this, I will say it one more time, the only way they can save this from hurting Shinsuke Nakamura, because John Cena, you can't hurt him one way or another. He could get beat. It's 15 years pretty much. He could tap out somehow to Shinsuke Nakamura, and it wouldn't kill his career. He is set for life. You can have him get beat 6 ways to Sunday. Hell, he got demolished in 2014 by Brock Lesnar, and he came back 2 weeks later. Same old John Cena. He's set in stone. But if you have Shinsuke Nakamura next week get beat in any way, shape, or form by John Cena, you're going to damage him beyond repair. You're going to damage Shinsuke Nakamura more than you already have. So, have the Singh brothers and Jinder Mahal beat down, or if you have the Great Khali still coming back, have Great Khali come out, chop them both down, have Jinder Mahal hold the title above his head, and do that, and then have Daniel Bryan come out, make it a triple threat at SummerSlam, have Shinsuke Nakamura get taken out by the Khali and the Singh brothers, or whatever, at SummerSlam, and then have John Cena beat Jinder Mahal for the title, take the title away from Jinder, put him back in the mid-card, if not that. I mean, if you want to make Jinder Mahal the U.S. champion over time, fine, I don't care, that's whatever. but get him out of the WWE title picture. That is all I'm going to say. My name is the Frontz. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what your guys' thoughts of this ass clown right here and his poor ass booking decisions, and let me know what you think is going to happen next week, and if you were really looking forward to SummerSlam, because as of right now, the only match I'm looking forward to at SummerSlam is the Fatal 4-Way for the Universal title. And until then, I am out of here, and everyone have a wonderful day.